Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I hope you are finding your way to this morning show. And if you think it should rhyme, well, that's on you. If you should think it should be better, if you should think that it should have words that go in order, ha 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 ha, that's on you. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. I am John Halcyon Stin. We are live here on Facebook and YouTube. We are doing our daily practice, which you are a part of. We require your participation, your gratitude, your presence. The whole point of this practice is to, well, it's got several points. I don't mean to mislead. One of those points is to remember that we're not alone on this journey, and that there are millions and millions and millions of like-minded, open-hearted people out there. People who are trying to be better, trying to grow and improve. The word better, as it came out of my mouth, that has got a judgment into it. How about working on growth, recognizing that they don't want to be stagnant. They want to continue to move in the direction of openness and love and contentment. And to do that, we got to have community. And so the more that we know that there are people out there like us, the easier it is to be courageous and take risks in expressing ourselves in creative ways, in kind ways, because it's easy to be shut down in this world. But if we remind each other that it's also easy to support one another, let's do that. That's one of the purposes of these Love Mornings. So if you're here, just say hello. That's the easy way. Just go, sup. Or type the word hi. Or the number 1. Just say, oh, okay, cool. We can see your name. Awesome. Or share something that you're grateful for today. That would be pretty fantastic as well. It would be pretty neat to see what you are feeling gratitude for. Something that happened to you in the last day or 2 or 5. Something that you're looking forward to. Good morning, Kiri. Sup? Hi. 1. Bah. You're the best kind of sheep. The fuzzy, yummy, want to cuddle with it sheep, Kiri. Good morning, Jennifer. And good morning, Brent. I'm in San Diego, California, where it looks to be bright and sunny. A little too sunny, if you ask me. I thought that we had made it through our summer. I was letting my guard down and allowing the coolness of fall to embrace me. But no. Summer weather here again in San Diego this week. I don't mean to be, ungrateful. I appreciate all you do for us, son. I appreciate, the photosynthesis. I appreciate the warmth and the light. The fact that we would be a cold, dead planet without you. Yes, thank you, son. But could we just, work on that seasonal wobble a little bit? Maybe, I don't know, just ease up. 5 degrees, 10 would be great. I got so many cool hoodies I want to wear. Good morning and welcome. Please say hello if you're here. Good morning, Jessica. Jessica's saying I need to move to northern Alberta. Now here's the problem. And I as I was criticizing you, son, I also don't want snow. So if we could just find that sweet spot of yes to a hoodie, no to a parka. Maybe that's my next sticker. Kiri says, I'm grateful that the temperature dropped from 95 to 55, like it saw a highway patrol. Nice. Brent says it's cool in Florida today. What does that mean in Florida? Sub 100? But I am glad that you're experiencing coolness in Florida. Again, my apologies, son. I'm being very experience specific in my criticisms. And it's not really a criticism. It's more of a request, like a prayer. Like if I say, please, Jesus, help me win this Super Bowl. It doesn't mean you suck, Jesus. Jesus, every time you... No. I'm not criticizing you, son. I'm just, putting little prayer requests. Please. Hey, man, I got your back whenever I can. And if you could just maybe get off my back for... Okay, I have a feeling that I'm going to be hit with lightning today. Speaking of lightning, I saw lightning last night. Oh my gosh, this was so cool. I went to the Infinite Energy event that I got to speak at, and I'll speak about that in a minute. But they dance and do fire performance with a Tesla coil. So there's like a lightning bolts that like light their staff on fire, and then they do swords with fire and lightning, and there's 3 people that they're passing lightning back and forth, and the sound of the Tesla coil, if you've never heard one, it's like I took some video, which I will share, but it just, there's no way the volume and the brightness will transfer to video, but man, it's cool. So if I am going to be hit by lightning today, God, could you wait till I'm wearing a Faraday suit, which is like this chainmail thing so you're grounded and don't die? And compared to dying, is a hot day really that bad? I'm grateful for another day alive, whether I sweat or not. It's not cool where Faith is in Florida. Good morning, Mingle. I love you too. Hello, Luna Melt. Luna says it's a high of 56 in Columbus today. And good morning, Iris. Faith is grateful for a gorgeous Sunday afternoon in Key West. Thank you for sharing. Kiri says, I absolutely need to be able to wield lightning. They had, like, you could buy VIP tickets to get an ability to, like, do lightning play, but I did not upgrade. Maybe I should have, but I was kind of focused on giving a talk yesterday, which I don't know how I shall share about that. Jennifer says, Nevada has extreme weather, hot in summer, snow in winter. Well, neither of those sound good to me. I don't think you missed my that's not the brochure I picked up. I'm just kidding. I need a more temperate climate. San Diego is quite temperate. It's just I have become weaker and weaker, more and more fragile as I've gotten older. Iris says it dropped 40 degrees in the last 24 hours in Wrightsville, North Carolina. Whoa. So I was asked to give a talk at this event, and I was honored and stoked to do it. I have not given a live talk in a while. I think the last talk that I gave was on like the 2-year anniversary of our gratitude circles. We'd had like an event, and I gave a talk about kind of the history of digital intimacy. And that was really, and I kind of prepared for that and had notes and some visuals. Is there something else that I did recently where I don't know. So, but other than that, even though I'm talking every day and doing broadcasts every day, and sometimes I have a topic that's on my mind, I have not been putting together a crafted talk with like opening ideas and closing. And I gave a talk at the Pink Ride. Good point, Gearbot. Okay, thank you. And good morning, Gearbot. Hi. I did give a talk at Pink Heart, and I did prepare for that somewhat. I had notes of things that I wanted to share. But that experience is quite different for me because for the Pink Ride, I don't feel like I'm giving a talk. I feel like I am surrounded by loved ones, and I just want to share the most important things in my world in the last year, or in my presence and in my life right now. So I kind of give updates about, the various things, whether they're, and also kind of classic stories. I like to tell some grandpa stories, and then I talk about my new love and Asher, and just so it feels so low pressure. Like I feel like if I just sit there and just share my truth, that's interesting to the people who have chosen to be there in that moment. But this was a talk with a topic that was kind of like, I offered the topic, but it was kind of like, hey, this event is about climate change and raising money for climate change. So can you talk about activism and joyful activism? So I said, yeah, I would love to. And so I really was struggling to just focus this last week, as you've heard me in the mornings. And I set aside like big chunks of time to work on it, and I barely made progress each day. But by the time yesterday rolled around, I did have an outline of things that I wanted to talk about. But boy, I sure could have practiced more, and boy, I sure could have like made it into more of a talk. What I ended up doing is just talked about relevant stuff as it came to me. And I think that in the time that I spoke, there was a lot of nuggets of good stuff. It just was like I was just like throwing stuff out there. And then in the middle, I kind of panicked and I told a grandpa story that wasn't really relevant. And I looked around. I think a lot of people there have heard me tell the story. So I got pulled out of the moment, even when I was telling like my best story. So I'm feeling some criticism of myself right now. I'm trying to be patient and kind and recognize that you're out of practice. And even though I feel like I could have done a lot better, I don't think people there were, overly critical. Certainly people said I did a good job, but people will say that no matter what. It's the kind thing to do. And I think there were probably people that got things out of it. But it was a little bit of just considering how much I prioritized it, I was a little disappointed in myself. But there was a few other things that were really rattling me and about the day. But I'll take a pause first just to say hello to anyone who's come in and to say good morning, Ruth. And good morning, Pierre. And so I had a really good talk with Justin, a friend of mine who's very bright and well-spoken and successful on all metrics of personal happiness as well as business success. And he was talking about, I was talking about his business situation and he was just business philosophy stuff and talking about the importance of failing and iteration. That he said something great. He goes, if you are going to make a cake, something that's been made before, you use the recipe. Follow the recipe. If you're going to do something that hasn't been done before, you have to just try stuff and iterate and try and just hope that you don't run out of money in the process. Do it as cheap as possible and then learn from the mistakes and just keep doing it better. And it was good for me to hear because I am so easily convinced that a failure means that it's not going to work and people don't want it and I'm not good at it. So that was a really, intellectually, I think we all know, like, Edison used 500 failures before he got the right filament for the light bulb. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the story we like to tell. And so it was just good to hear that from somebody that I really respect. At a time when I've been feeling a little scared to try stuff. Like I'm in the process of working on the video evergreen version of the Pink Path. And I tried to do it once before and I got caught up and frustrated and I didn't finish. And that was like 5 years ago. So I think this reminder of iteration, this reminder of failure is important, and building that in is really important. So I'm sinking into that as a lesson, especially because like last night, this event was super ambitious and some things went amazing and some things looked like they were struggling. And some of it, like my heart was hurting because I know how hard that they worked and how much they put in resources and time and effort and favors, and to see someone work way harder and smarter and plan better and than I almost ever do, and see the struggles, you know, it was hard. You know, I was like, ugh, almost like, it almost felt like this is evidence for why you should never try. But then I talked to somebody who is like a long time promoter, Johnny Mars, been promoting events for decades. And he was like, this is great. You know, when people hear about how awesome this event was and how incredible the lightning was, then the next time there'll be so many more people whose friends go, oh, you got to see this, or I got to check that out. So it's another good reminder that, you know, like, that it's a process. And clearly, as someone who just keeps showing up day after day after day, obviously I know that you don't just succeed immediately, or you have to monitor what you think of success. So those are some of my thoughts going through after this beautiful event last night. I'm really grateful for all the people that I got to speak to. I had quite a few long conversations. Was able to go deep with a number of people I haven't talked to in years. That was really beautiful. Got to tell everyone about my new love, and everyone seems to be happy for me. And grateful for lots of cool drop-ins. Grateful to see the Skyfire Arts performance was amazing. Grateful that I don't think I disappointed anybody with my talks. I'm grateful that I honored my commitment. Jessica says, I'm grateful for a day of new possibilities. Kerbot saying, good old Captain Hindsight, beating you up. Don't chase perfect. Good enough is so much better. Just a lesson for next time. That is true. I think that I'm pretty good at good enough. And my work, my learning needs to be in a little better, a little editing it, double checking, spending a little more time practicing, before my talk yesterday, I never gave my talk. I never set aside 20 minutes and just said, let me just practice this talk once. I worked on an outline, and then I kind of said parts of it in my head while I was driving. But I mean, I definitely could have at least said, let me set a timer. I've got 30 minutes. Let me just talk for 30 minutes and see how long it goes. See what's flowing. I could have said it out loud and then listened to it. When I did my TEDx talk, I did the talk, timed it, listened to it, edited it, listened to it, recorded myself, listened to myself over and over as I was walking and doing anything. So I know I have I have it in me to pursue excellence. It's just that it's, boy, not my go-to. I'm not sure if everyone has stopped commenting, or if I'm stopping seeing them, but it is wonderful to see everyone. We will do a hug in just a moment. And if there's anything else that you are grateful for. Oh, I missed that Mingle said I should be in San Francisco. It's perfect hoodie weather. The Bay, there certainly is seeming more and more my style as far as the weather goes. Luna says, what a blessing to have an opportunity to learn and improve. Absolutely. And Mingle says, I'm grateful that Etoile is with me in San Francisco. Well, hello, Mingle and Etoile. Happy Sunday to you both. Carol says, my granddaughter just graduated boot camp. I'm so proud of her and so grateful to be her nana. Like military boot camp? Wow. Bravo. Mingle continuing that we are happy to meet in person for the first time. Thanks for creating Hug Nation so we can meet our tribe. Aloha. Oh, that's wonderful. I actually told the story in my talk about Anna in Ukraine as an example of how when you practice, start just looking for as the world as a place, like what are the opportunities for me to be of service and help. You never know when you might be given the opportunity to do something magnificent. So I was talking about how our Zoom gratitude circles have connected people. And another perfect example happening right now in San Francisco. Navy. Beautiful, Carol. Well, congrats to your granddaughter. Gerbot is grateful for another day with my mom. That's a good one. I had a brief phone call with my mom yesterday, but it was a little. She was at the store with my dad, and there was a little distraction. So I think I might make a point to connect today, either in person or by phone. Those are precious moments. Jessica says the reward of hard work and toil is far better than winging it. Sometimes. Yesterday, I was feeling pretty low emotionally and I was lonely. I made the choice to get out and do a hike in the forest. It was peaceful and magical. What a beautiful, beautiful gift to yourself. I watched the sunset with tears in my eyes and my heart full of gratitude. Love hearing that. Makes me wish that we had forests nearby. I had a talk with someone last night about that I'm thinking that I don't think San Diego is where I want to live for the rest of my life. Or at least I want to take frequent breaks to places that have forests and lushness. I was complaining about the sun. Like, I don't like hiking in San Diego. There's some moments in the fall, in the spring, when there's some moisture and green stuff, but usually it's dry and brown and don't have trees in a lot of places. And it's like, I really love hiking like next to a bubbling brook. That is so healing to me. I'm afraid of bugs and getting bit. I'm not afraid of bugs. I'm afraid of itching. I don't like itching. But so I'm glad that you got to experience some forest yesterday. Luna says these online connections is how she met Tracy Starr as well. Yeah. Kiri suggesting that the Santa Cruz Mountains are an amazing place for hiking. Ruth sharing it's Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Turkey Day to the Canucks. Woo woo. I kept joking last night. I don't. If you're a fan of the movie Breakfast Club, as I am, there's a line that I used to quote all the time, where Brian is talking about his girlfriend or the woman that he slept with, and she goes, "She's in Canada. I met her in Niagara Falls. You wouldn't know her." And I love that. It's been an ongoing just joke where like, I met her in Niagara Falls. You wouldn't know her. So people kept asking, "Where's Lisa? Where's Lisa?" And I said, "Oh, she's traveling." And people were like, "Oh, okay. Like, are we ever gonna meet her?" And I met her in Niagara Falls. Okay, not sure if I explained that well. The point is, hooray, Canadian Thanksgiving. Vesper says, I finally opened my zero waste store yesterday. I am so excited to finally be open for business. Congratulations. That has got to feel amazing. Bravo. Thank you for sharing with us. What a cool success for us to celebrate you and all the hard work that had to have been. Brent, Florida I know is lush, but it also is hot and humid. So in these things I hate the least, hot and humid is not on the list. It is something I hate the most. Seriously, I am like a delicate flower. So, any more gratitudes to share before we have a hug and head off into our days with the knowledge that we are far more alike than we are different, that there are people like us out in the world, and with the knowledge that we can be living in purpose simply by being kind, by saying hello, and by working on our own stuff, by filing away at our insecurities and our triggers and getting more and more in alignment with our truth, more and more aware of when we are acting from a place that is our issues, our triggers, our traumas. And as we get more and more clear, then we are functioning in a way that is purposeful. It is loving and aligned and peaceful. And then whatever we do from that place, we can have faith that it is in the direction of the flow. So wherever you are in this moment, let's give ourselves a big hug and appreciate this connection, whether it's a physical connection, a digital that has become physical, knowing that we are connected in intention, connected in that awareness of our shared human experiences, connected in the celebration of one another's wins and the support in the struggles. Let's feel all part of that oneness as we take a deep breath in. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and you, beautiful ambassadors of love, thanks for being here for this gratitude gathering and this love morning, this Hug Nation meetup. I love you. Have a happy Sunday, and Saturday, whatever you want. And Brent is grateful that bananas are now ripe. Pudding time. I am definitely grateful for pudding time. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Love you. Thanks, Brian. Days are a construct. Amen to that.